All right, mate. How you doing? Come along with me because even in one of West Ham's toughest seasons, some players simply refuse to hide. And today, we're ranking the club's 5 best players of 2025. Before we get started, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can stay with us throughout the season. The year 2025 has been anything but straightforward for West Ham United. A club built on resilience, working-class pride, and a long tradition rooted in East London now finds itself dragged into the Premier League relegation battle. It is a familiar kind of discomfort for the Hammers, yet one that never truly becomes easier. Still, even amid uncertainty and frustration, football has a way of producing individuals who give supporters something to hold on to. The opening weeks of the year were dominated by instability on the touchline. Julen Lopetegui began 2025 in charge, but his ideas failed to fully take shape. A swift change followed, with Graham Potter arriving in the second week of January, only to depart soon after as results and confidence continued to slide. Eventually, the responsibility fell to Nuno Espirito Santo, now tasked with steering West Ham away from genuine relegation danger in the months ahead. Against this backdrop, a handful of players managed to stand out not just for their technical contribution, but for their ability to cope emotionally with a turbulent season. Their performances did not erase the collective shortcomings, yet they offered structure, reliability, and leadership at key moments. It is through this lens that the ranking of West Ham's top 5 players of 2025 begins to take shape. In 5th place comes Alphonse Areola. When Mads Hermansen arrived during the summer, it appeared that Areola's time as a first-choice goalkeeper was drawing to a close. Instead, the Frenchman responded with determination, raising his level in training and seizing his chance when it arrived. His shot-stopping improved noticeably, and just as importantly, he brought greater authority to a defense that has often looked exposed. Just above him sits El Hadji Malik Diouf. Signed with little fanfare, the young left-sided defender endured a difficult introduction to Premier League football. Operating as a left-back or wing-back in an unbalanced side was never going to be easy, yet Diouf gradually grew into the role. While defensive work remains an area for development, his attacking contribution and willingness to take responsibility have been clear positives from the summer recruitment. Third in the ranking is Matheus Fernandes, one of the club's most expensive signings in recent years. Arriving for a fee exceeding $40 million, expectations were immediate and heavy. Despite managerial changes and tactical shifts, Fernandes established himself as a regular presence in midfield. His technical quality, work rate, and ability to influence games, including 2 goals and an assist, brought rare consistency to a side otherwise struggling for rhythm. Second place belongs to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Long praised for his defensive excellence, particularly in one-on-one situations, Wan-Bissaka delivered exactly what West Ham needed in a season defined by vulnerability. Though his attacking output is limited, his concentration, availability, and defensive reliability made him indispensable. In a year where standards slipped across the squad, his consistency stood out. At the top of the list, and almost without debate, is Jarrod Bowen. Captain, talisman, and emotional reference point, Bowen remains the defining figure of this West Ham side. While his attacking numbers have dipped compared to last season, his influence has not. He continues to set the tone, lead by example, and carry responsibility in the most demanding moments. With the potential arrival of a new striker, Bowen's impact may yet grow further in the second half of the campaign. This ranking does not attempt to disguise the problems West Ham have faced in 2025. Instead, it highlights those who, amid uncertainty and pressure, upheld the standards and spirit of the club. Before we carry on, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This is really important because it strengthens the Claret and Blue family, making our West Ham bigger and stronger every day. To fully appreciate the importance of these 5 players in 2025, it is necessary to look beyond the Premier League table. West Ham United have always been a club shaped by hardship as much as by success. From the days at Upton Park to life in the London Stadium, periods of instability and struggle have repeatedly tested the club's identity. Difficult seasons are not anomalies in East London. They are chapters woven into the fabric of its history. The current campaign echoes several troubled moments from the club's past. Relegation battles in the early 2000s and the turbulence of the 2010-11 season remind supporters that survival has often been earned the hard way. In those years, progress rarely came through collective brilliance alone. Instead, it depended on individuals who shouldered responsibility when structure and confidence were lacking. The 2025 season fits neatly into that historical pattern. Alphonse Areola's presence among the standout performers reflects a long-standing tradition at the club. In challenging times, West Ham have often relied on goalkeepers capable of keeping the team competitive even when defensive organization collapses. In 2025, Areola moved beyond the role of shot stopper. He became a figure of calm, offering leadership through positioning, communication, and reliability, qualities that tend to grow in value as pressure increases. El Hadji Malick Diouf represents another familiar West Ham theme: young players learning on the job under unforgiving circumstances. Fullbacks and wingbacks are particularly exposed in relegation-threatened sides where tactical balance is fragile. Despite this, Diouf showed resilience and bravery, continuing to offer width and attacking intent even after early difficulties. That willingness to confront adversity has long been respected by the West Ham support. The case of Matheus Fernandes carries its own historical weight. High-fee signings have not always thrived at West Ham, often struggling under expectation and scrutiny. Fernandes, however, adapted quickly to an unstable environment. His composure in midfield, technical security, and work ethic allowed him to become a rare constant in a constantly changing team. In a season short on structure, he provided continuity. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's contribution is best understood through the lens of survival football. When relegation looms, aesthetic concerns give way to reliability and discipline. Wan-Bissaka embodied that mentality. His defensive concentration, particularly in isolation against wingers, offered protection to a side frequently under siege. Historically, West Ham's most successful escapes from danger have been built on players of this profile. Then there is Jarrod Bowen, whose influence extends far beyond tactical diagrams. Bowen sits firmly within a lineage of West Ham attackers who carried the emotional weight of the club during lean periods. Even when goals became harder to come by in 2025, his movement, intensity, and leadership continued to shape matches. The connection between Bowen and the supporters is immediate and instinctive. When he drives forward, belief follows. Frequent managerial changes only amplify the significance of these performances. Systems were altered, plans abandoned, and identities blurred. Yet these 5 players managed to preserve a degree of individual consistency. In a club where loyalty, effort, and accountability have always mattered, that resilience carries meaning well beyond statistics. This ranking, therefore, is not purely technical. It is historical, emotional, and symbolic. It identifies those who understood what it meant to wear the West Ham shirt in a season when doing so carried exceptional weight. Before we carry on, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This is really important because it strengthens the Claret and Blue family, making our West Ham bigger and stronger every day. When discussing the future of West Ham United, it is never simply a question of league position or short-term objectives. It is, above all, a discussion about identity. This is a club whose sense of self has been forged through adversity, through seasons of disappointment, resilience, and stubborn refusal to disappear. The events of 2025 have once again placed that identity under strain, exposing structural weaknesses and questionable decisions. Yet they have also reaffirmed why West Ham remains such a deeply rooted institution in English football. The task facing Nuno Espirito Santo extends far beyond guiding the team clear of relegation danger. Survival, while essential, is only the first step. What truly matters is restoring clarity, coherence, and belief to a squad that has spent much of the year reacting rather than controlling. To do so, Nuno must lean heavily on the figures who have already demonstrated resilience under pressure. Players who understand both the technical and emotional demands of representing West Ham in troubled times. That foundation is already visible. Alphonse Areola offers calm and authority at the back, a crucial quality in a side that has often lacked defensive certainty. Aaron Wan-Bissaka provides reliability and focus in one of the most demanding defensive roles on the pitch. Matheus Fernandes gives structure and intelligence to midfield, bridging gaps that systems have failed to close. El Hadji Malick Diouf embodies development and potential, a reminder that even in survival mode, the club must still look forward. And at the heart of it all stands Jarrod Bowen, the captain who connects performance to identity. Bowen's importance to the future cannot be overstated. He represents continuity in an era of rapid change, a player whose commitment resonates deeply with supporters. Even when results falter, his work rate, leadership, and willingness to shoulder responsibility offer a sense of direction. The potential arrival of a new striker could reduce the attacking burden he carries, allowing him to operate with greater freedom and efficiency. For West Ham, that balance could prove decisive in the months ahead. Equally vital is the role of the supporters. West Ham fans are renowned not for blind optimism, but for informed loyalty. The London Stadium can be restless, particularly when performances lack intensity or honesty, yet it remains fiercely supportive when effort and fight are evident. In 2025, the relationship between team and crowd has been less about entertainment and more about endurance. Each defensive block, each recovery run, each moment of defiance has been met with appreciation rooted in shared understanding. Looking further ahead, the club faces a period of reflection. Recent seasons have shown the cost of inconsistency at boardroom and managerial level. Constant change erodes identity, confuses recruitment, and leaves players navigating shifting expectations. For West Ham to move forward sustainably, lessons must be learned. Stability, patience, and a clearer footballing vision will be essential if the club is to avoid repeating the same cycles of crisis. Recruitment will also play a defining role. The balance between experience and youth, between immediate impact and long-term development, must be handled with care. Signings such as Mateus Fernandes and Diouf suggest an awareness of future planning, but they must be supported by profiles capable of coping instantly with Premier League pressure. Survival should not mean stagnation. Rather, it should become the platform from which progress is rebuilt. Ultimately, West Ham's story has never been one of effortless success. It is a story of struggle, community, and belonging. The club's greatest strength lies not in silverware or financial power, but in its ability to endure and to reconnect with its core values when tested. The 2025 season has been another reminder of that truth. The future remains uncertain, but uncertainty has always been part of the West Ham experience. As long as players continue to accept responsibility and supporters continue to demand honesty and commitment, the club will endure. Because in East London, football has never been just about winning. It has always been about standing together when it matters most. So that's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, share, and of course subscribe to the channel for more. Take care, and I'll see you next time.